Welcome, everyone. That was loud, wasn't it? It's really good to see everyone here. This is the Austin Montessori Adolescent Community Center for Work and Study at Gaines Creek Commencement. And it's nice to see so many supporters of this community, former members of this community, parents and guides, administrators, and other people who just care about these young people here to support them. We are a small community that's embedded in a larger community, the community of Austin Montessori School, and we're embedded in the larger community of Austin, our city. And we never lose sight of the fact that there are many, many people who support us and contribute to the growth of these people. So thank you all very much. Families, support is crucial, of course. All of the teachers that have contributed so much to these people, thank you. And all of the other people who work so hard in this school to make it run, thank you. This is always a poignant night because we are saying goodbye to people that we care very deeply about. And this particular night is more poignant than usual because it marks several turning points. One of them is that this will be the last commencement at which Don and Donna will still be officially part of this school. Now they will, of course, unofficially be part of this school forever. Donna will always be our guidance, our spiritual inspiration. That goes without saying. But they're going to go off and do other things in other places, and that's quite a change. We'll miss you guys very much. But we do have a bright, energetic, young head of school who will be coming next year to lead us all into a bigger and better future. This is also a poignant night because we are missing Jessie. That's tougher than I thought. We're missing Jessie. This is the first time in 12 years he hasn't been up here with us, and we have missed him terribly. He's been an integral part of our lives for a long time. We're extremely proud of him. He's moved into a position of great responsibility and has, launched into a new career, a gigantic adventure, and we all wish him the best. We do miss him, but we have also, from his absence, taken some lessons. We have learned, first of all, that we can do things in different ways than we thought. We don't have to have Jessie to continue to function, which is good to know. And we also have discovered that there are many things that we have taken for granted that on reflection, we may be able to do better. So as this community evolves, we will move forward. We've been very lucky this year because we had Sheila Murphy was able to step in, not to take Jessie's place, which is not possible, but to create an opportunity for other people to move into different areas that Jessie used to be pretty much solely in charge of. So the curriculum is actually growing in a really healthy way. Next year, we'll be very fortunate to have a brand new teacher joining us, Catherine Nowak, and Catherine is right over there. And we welcome her. Next year is going to be another great adventure. Every year is a great adventure. And the other thing that makes this year so poignant is the people who are leaving. We've had great students every year I've ever been here, which is 20 of them. we've had great students. And this year we've had a particularly wonderful group of full cycle students who have led this community to a new level of functioning. And because of their qualities, we're really better off than we've ever been. And it's not because of anything that we, the adults, have done, it's because of them, what they've brought here. I really learned how truly terrific they were in Rome. I mean, we see each other every day, we know each other well, but when you travel in a foreign country for 2 weeks, and you're surrounded by a culture that's not your own, and some adult is telling you to speak Italian all the time, and you're tired, and you don't know how to order food, you really find out what people are made out of. And these people are incredibly resilient. They are brave. They are strong. They are kind. Their kindness towards each other in difficult circumstances was truly inspiring. What a terrific group of people for each other. And having traveled with them and lived with them under difficult circumstances more than once, in fact, we've been in difficult circumstances several times, I've learned to appreciate them. And there are a couple of things that I know from that experience. And one thing is that this school is a wonderful place for young people to develop into young adults. The qualities that they have transcend any notion of academics. They are people who live up to the highest ideals of human nature. And that is why we're here. And we're here to celebrate them and their passage into a whole new life. I just want to tell you guys how much I love every one of you. And I appreciate you. And thank you. And now I'd like to introduce the person who actually started this program quite a while back and was integral into getting it off the ground. Without Don, there would have been no adolescent program whatsoever. He had the foresight and the courage to make this happen. Bought this place at a rummage sale, basically. It was pretty rummagey when it was bought, and look what it's become. So this is my colleague and the executive director of the school still, and my friend Don Gertz.
So, as has been my custom for quite a few years, I'm not quite sure how many because I'm not sure when we started doing it this way, but for a good long while, it's been my custom to speak more specifically to those of you who have completed the cycle and are moving on. So to you, I want to say the following. This gathering here tonight marks an ending, and when good experiences come to an end, those endings bring with them sadness, heaviness of heart for what is being left behind, but at the same time, those endings bring joy, excitement, and even elation at the anticipation of new beginnings, albeit with some small measure of fear and trepidation at the unknown. This event, which brings to conclusion our 21st year as an adolescent program, it is bringing to a conclusion the 21st year. You are the 20th group to complete the program. It's kind of nice. Even round number, 1 score, 2 decades. Though 12 bold and brave sets of parents entrusted their incipient teenagers to the founding of the adolescent program 21 years ago, in the fall of 1993, that initial group was composed solely of 7th graders, of beginning cycle students only. Therefore, the first students to commence, the first 8th graders, were the following year, in May of 1995. It was another several years before we introduced a 9th grade, what we now call end of cycle. It also took a while for us to evolve this particular format for commencement. There were earlier variations which fell by the wayside. Although we have lost track of many, maybe most, from that pioneering group of 12, we do know that 3 have received doctorates, PhDs, in diverse fields of science and engineering. We know that 2 received Bachelor of Science degrees in electrical engineering, one from MIT, one from UT, and one of these has been a Google girl for more than a decade. I noticed Google just did a self-study and discovered that something like only 30% of its staff is made up of women. So I hope they'll correct that. We know that one of those 12 has a law degree and is a political consultant, and yet another is a screenwriter and producer in Hollywood. And the reason I'm telling you this is not because I expect you will go to graduate school and receive a doctorate, or that you will become an engineer or a screenwriter. I'm telling you this because you need to know that when you go to a school like this, when you have parents such as yours, when you live and grow in the environment which is yours, you can truly do whatever you want. About the only avenue that will remain closed to you is failure. For you, it will be difficult. In fact, I can assure you that you will find it virtually impossible to make the bad choices we read about daily, to hang out with the wrong crowd, to do the sometimes remarkably less than smart things that leave you later wondering what on earth you were doing back then. In short, for you to thoroughly mess up your lives is out of the question. For you, such scenarios are just not part of the equation. You will define your own success, and you will find that success, whatever it is, because you understand that it is not about what you will be, but who you are at this very and at every moment. You will succeed because you understand it is not about becoming, but rather it is about being. You understand that you already are who you are and what you are. Each day is not about becoming. It is merely a continuing unfolding of that being, that person, that fact of who and what you already are. Michelangelo said every block of stone has a statue inside of it, and it is the task of the sculptor to discover it. You are like that. It's there inside of you. All you need to do is discover and release it. So go now. Go forth. Do good things. Strive to make better the lives of those less fortunate than you. Work hard on behalf of peace. Know your bliss and stick with it. Make the difference you are already prepared, equipped, and ready to make. I bid you fond farewell. And to the rest of you gathered here, I bid you as well farewell. All of you, students, parents, friends, relatives, colleagues, and to my role at Austin Montessori School, I bid you all one last, one final farewell. It is my great pleasure How sweet, and that goes doubly for my beloved, my bride. So it is my great pleasure to introduce Veronique Maureen, Ronnie Sue.
There you all are. You all look wonderful. You all look beautiful. And I love this poem because I really recognize you in the words that Elise Honecker-Stone has written about 10 years ago, I think. So here it goes to all of you with my love. Adolescent, Erdkinder, child of dirt and stars, child of contradictions, man-child, woman-child, haunting the evening hours, reluctant participant in mornings. Did you take your calcium? Where are your shoes? Sometimes you worship unworthy heroes, celebrity people with more money than sense. Sometimes your pants give in to gravity's pull, but your hair does not. You sing your skin songs of midrib and abs. You practice simultaneously vanity and utter disbelief in your own beauty. You're too fat, too thin, too weak, too strong, too short, tall, fair, dark, hairy. All of these, none of these. Really, you're just too young to know your own here and now is the closest we get to human perfection. To the unlikely allure of the skateboard, you offer your own body. Risk knees and skull, defy gravity, and smile your expensive smiles. On the smooth plateau of a horse's back, you navigate your confidence, express your will with the strength of your legs. The living room is quiet. You look younger asleep, and all our pride and promises drift like dream dust over your sudden violent naps on the couch. Your complete surrender to the needs of your new growth. With those headphones, you assure us you can study, you can conjugate Spanish verbs, solve complex equations, write a proof. But you can't hear us call you to take out the trash. Adolescent with your partial hearing and your selective perception and your halfway brain, the puzzle of you assembles before our eyes. Your pieces twist to fit new spaces, and the final picture takes shape bit by bit. You are a configuration eroding and reforming like a shore. Yesterday's jawline is gone, and there's tomorrow's nose and tomorrow's ambition. Too big for your face today. There's no constancy of landscape, no stability, no rock, except for rock and roll. Preferably the latest and preferably the loudest. Notebooks and secrets and flashlights and magazines, candy wrappers, borrowed scissors, drugstore debris and ripped up jeans. Hard to believe that amongst those pop cans and downloads on burned CDs is all we aspire to for you, all we can hope for the world. From the other side of the river, the other side of the mall, the other side of the table, from over the hill, we watch you. You think everybody's watching you. You think no one understands, but we do. We remember what it is to be like that, to be that devoted to oneself, to be that much potential, to be that raw. We see your love of each other, love of yourself, love of history, love of mirrors, love of library books, baby animals, drums, the complexity of computer, your ocean love, love of sports and food, majestic science, love of big questions, love of water and speed and the dark. We see the way that love transforms you. You remind us that love is what makes us real. Adolescent, you are a force of nature and nurture. From your dungeons to your dragons, from your highs to your study hall lows, we see you. We see all of you. We see the whole human potential in you, in something so tender, so difficult, so achingly young. Do you know you infuriate us with your mixed messages? Your broken hearts we are helpless to fix? Do you know you inspire us to be the best we can be because you accept and deserve no less? Do you know that we love you? We together, at this time and this place, we rock your second cradle. Wake up. You're no longer a child. Be your own dreams come true. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce JB Jesse.
I want to start out by thanking you all for making me feel so welcome. You all express such extravagant kindness with such ease that you may not know how kind you've been to me, but I know it. Thank you very much. It's been really wonderful to get to know each of you, at least a little bit. It's been great to see what you're each capable of. But for me, the greatest privilege has been watching you all with each other. During free time, or in the vans, or sometimes in the classroom. You guys are twisted around each other in configurations that I didn't know were possible. You're capable of supporting each other in ways that I didn't know were possible. And that's not just physical. One of you will have an idea for a proposal, which the other one will write, which the other one will then deliver. Or you'll have some, particular sadness or joy, and you'll cycle through 5 different people in the community in some specific order, as if you're turning a combination to a safe. What you guys have shown me is that when we're most ourselves, then we rely on other people in ways that defy expectation. And I think the other half of that is that faith in those around us allows us to be ourselves in ways that are really delightful and amazing. You're commencing into a real culture of self-reliance, and you're all really capable. You are all super capable. But you guys have shown me that the path that you carve out in the world will be defined as much by those who you rely on as by what you're able to do on your own. So thank you very much. Keep on believing in each other. Keep on believing in the best in each other, in the best that you're all capable of. You guys navigate by this really complex constellation of friends, but you also invest that constellation with brightness. It's your belief in each other that allows you to all be so good. So keep on doing that, and thank you so much for sharing that part of yourselves with me. Because my name is Jesse, I've also been asked to read some remarks from Jesse Gewurz, way on the other side of the world. And so from now on, when I say I, it's the Jesse Gewurz I, not the JB I. Okay. When I first made the announcement to the class that I would be leaving and that it would be before the end of the school year, one of the most common responses from the adolescents, from you all, besides your heartfelt good wishes, was, "What about commencement?" At first, I was a little confused. I wasn't really sure what it was about my comments that the students were so looking forward to or feeling they would miss so much. I mean, there's no way I can really summarize just how special each one of you is, or how much we, the rest of the community, have valued your presence and contributions in just a few words. In thinking about this, I realized something. Each and every one of you is so committed to this place that you are eager to hear reflected back to you an acknowledgement of your individual contribution within this thank you speech. It tells me how much you care about your role as a member of this community and how important it is for you to be remembered. For it is true that with or without my words, each of you has left an indelible mark on this place, and we most certainly thank you for it. I will now get on with him. That's his words. So to all of the students commencing today, thank you. Let's see. Shane, thank you for your passion and your boundless energy. Shannon, thank you for caring so much about everyone. Parisa, thank you for spirit and sprightliness. Caitlin, thank you for choreography and persistence. Rishi, thank you for your sensitivity, dry wit, and for occasionally putting down the book. Sophia M., thank you for keeping us supplied with paper, pencils, self-confidence, and can-do attitude. Raya, thank you for making it out of here mostly intact. Cameron, thank you for your behind-the-scenes repair and shop maintenance. We see you. Kyle, thank you for organizing our responsibilities with joyful energy and hugs. We see you too. Joshua, how are you today? It's nothing, notes aren't written. Thank you for sharing your insights. You have taught us all to be better teachers. Lily Collins, thank you for your poise, confidence, and for helping us to be better people. Iana, thank you for organizing our sport and for your giant smile. Nina, thank you for holding us to a higher standard and pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone. Somehow you still manage to be mighty silly. Carmen, thank you for chickens and dragons. Coleman, thank you for seeing several solutions to our problems so quickly and for finding the tact to tell us. Lucy, Thank you for illustrating our experience. Travis, thank you for being interested in everything and figuring things out for yourself. James, thank you for laying it all on the line again and again. And then a special message from Jesse. Hannah MG, thank you for coming with me. I know it's hard. To all of you and to each one of you, from all of us, your presence here and your contributions have had a lasting and permanent impact on this place and on this community. We will miss you and we will remember you.
JB, you're harder to follow than I expected. Nice work. You're really good at both Jessies. Here we are. Last year at the ceremony, right afterwards, a young lady, I think she's still in the elementary, I think she might have been Shannon Long's sister, I'm not sure, came up to me and said, "What do you do in commencement?" She goes, "Oh yeah, that's right, you talk about the weather. That's what you do, you talk about the weather." And I did talk about the weather last year as a metaphor, and I'm actually going to start this year with my closing from last year, because I think you'll find this interesting. So my closing from last year was this. This is a community that defies the expectations for teenagers. It is a community that depends on leadership of students. You have the opportunity to develop skills that will follow you through life. You define the weather of our community. You are the high and low pressure systems, the cold fronts, and the upper atmosphere disturbances. Now it's time to give you next year's forecast. That's this year. Based on getting to know you and having already felt your influence, I predict the lakes will continue to fill. And I will say that our aquifers did pretty good this year. Our creek filled up a little bit too much. You guys did a little bit too good of a job. We did have some rain this year, especially here in the spring. I also said we will have a cool September and 3 snow days in January. And you did that. You worked hard enough to give the United States an unprecedented winter. Thank you. But there's still ice in the Great Lakes. We could tone that back just a little bit as well. And I said we would have a long, wonderful spring. And we have. And I think it's through the sure will of Sophia Menier that it didn't rain full on today. There was a 60% chance of rain on Tuesday. We made a plan to not do this outside, and I think it was because of her checking the weather every 10 minutes that we pushed that back. It did sprinkle a little bit, and we had some parents here early that helped us wipe everything out, so thank you. So this is an amazing place, but it's because you make it an amazing place. And one of the things that is amazing is that we have so many people that contribute that are managers. We have some of our older managers back there. We have old students who have contributed. Our first sustainability managers back there. This is a sound system you bought. I don't know if you remember even doing that. But people have been contributing here for a long time, and you continued that tradition. So I'd like to acknowledge our managers real quick. So I'm going to call your name. I want you to stand up and show the parents how good you look. But let's save our applause for the end. So Travis is our sustainability manager this year. All right, I knew you were going to do this. It's going to make this go longer. We actually started 30 minutes earlier so we could talk a little bit longer. I'm just kidding. All right, Lily and Nina have been our kitchen managers. Go ahead. James has been our shop manager. And Cameron, his assistant's also been our transportation manager. Sophia's been our supplies manager. Carmen, our chicken manager. Lucy, our bee manager. Iana, our PE manager. Rishi's our accounting manager. Raya, our garden finance manager. Kyle's been our responsibilities manager. Lily's been our vermiculture manager. Shannon, our farm basket manager. And Coleman was our TEDx coordinator. Yeah, all right, thank you. So there's going to be a lot of jobs to fill next year, and I hope you take advantage of that. But what else did we do? I asked you to write down a list of all the things that you did this year, and so this is your list. So the full cycle students participated in the Imagine Austin at City Hall. They went to Rome. They truly led the Houston trip. It was incredible, their preparation. We had other people peering in on their conversations to see what they were saying. They were very impressed. They also led the coast trip, and they led the immersion project. Again, that's still going. I know some of you guys out there may have started it, and this year, and this is between us, it may not make sense to you parents, I didn't arrest anybody. Everybody spoke in Spanish the whole time, as far as I know. Okay. They had the auction dinner, and at the end of the year, the full cycle, many of the students would stay behind in math and help the mid-cycle with the quadratics, and that was much appreciated. One of the coolest things that this group of students did was a self-governance proposal called Mini Congress. We had community meetings that often resulted in a lot of tension, usually about chickens and hard feelings, and we had a group of students get together and write out a charter for another non-adult centered meeting called Mini Congress, in which they would meet and they would work on proposals. And it was amazing. We had more proposals and more productivity in our community meetings than we've ever had before. And they had cool titles like Constructive Friendship, where if you were off dress code and other people brought clothes, and you could provide clothes for them so they didn't have to go to the office. And there were many other ones. In the area farm, we had a farmer's market at the Triangle. You acquired new chickens. The ducks happened this year, and that was primarily beginning cycle students that made that happen. They did research on the ducks. They presented why we should have ducks. The ducks led to the renovation of the bunny hutch. I'm sorry if some of you built the bunny hutch, but it's now a duck hutch. And they fixed the pond. They did all that, and they did all that outside of any occupation or humanities. I don't know when they found the time to do that. We had 3 new beehives. We had a honey harvest. The production of worm tea came back. An insect hotel was constructed and finished. The tree house was deconstructed. Maybe we can construct it next year. In the area of occupations, we did our second version of the chicken fat video. The volleyball got set up here for you guys to play with. Pomegranate trees were planted. There was a soldier fly trap that was designed and constructed to go in the worm bin to take advantage of the soldier flies so we could feed the chickens. The Simple Machines group built a simple machine and lifted the giant heavy rock that's over the hole into the aquifer back there for a little bit, not that high. Bluegrass happened. We built more worm casting and harvesting boxes, and we planted the chicken garden. There was a chicken isolation chamber that was built and managed. Not really sure. Might require some explanation. You invested in stocks, participated in TEDx. There were more hot lunches and regular hot lunches. The rain water collection system, right? We have 5,000 gallons that they did this year, and that's a 3-year project. It took one group of students 1 year to do the research and then do the design, and then a grant was written, and this year they actually voted to spend their money, and they did the hard work, and they have them, and they're installed, and they're done. Pretty neat. And we also have volunteer days for the first time, and these are some of the things that you did. I don't think it's a comprehensive list. It's just the people who could remember on that particular morning what they did. So you volunteered at the Capitol Food Bank, at Meridian School, Thundering Pines, at a movie festival, at Community Montessori, at the Austin Classical Guitar. You worked with elderly at a retirement home and bowled with them. You participated in the Mother Earth Festival, dancing in turtle suits. You went over to Yellow Bike, and you worked with the Sustainable Food Center. The Child Protective Service Room was decorated. You participated in Austin Pets Alive, the Guadalupe Butterfly. There was a Guadalupe Butterfly count. Survival bracelets were made. Volunteering happened at the MS 150, and people worked with people who suffer from mental disabilities. That all happened in 2 days. You continued with your open mics. There was a new beginning of the year activity at Mel Ranch where everyone connected each other with a giant piece of yarn, and we made this web. It was really cool. Coffee shops came back, so we had our coffee shops after a long break. Hot sauce was made, more sculptures than ever. You guys pulled off a surprise party for Jesse Gevertz, and you touched him in a way in which I hope every adult gets to be touched like that. That was really special to him. And we developed a relationship with Whole Foods and Whole Kids. They're going to help support us in the future in our bees. And you put on 3 plays in 1 week: The Trouble with Midas, Persephone, and Romeo and Winifred. And I have a feeling that's not the complete list, but that's the list that I have. So let's continue that tradition of hard work and positive contribution. I want those of you that are returning to visualize walking in the door in the fall and think, what hole are you going to fill? Because there's going to be a lot of them. How are you going to contribute? We're going to welcome the new, we're going to get together and make a plan, then you'll welcome the beginning cycle students. And I hope that you all come in with a plan and you fill your niche. So, beginning cycle, you're now mid-cycle. And mid-cycle, you're now full cycle. And full cycle, well, you have transformed this community, and you have transformed me. The hardest part about being your teacher is saying goodbye. Sorry, but I know that I want to do that too, and I know that you're ready to go, and some of you are more ready than others, as you made known. And the next time we see each other, it's not going to be the same. It'll be different. But you'll always be a part of me, and you'll always be a part of this place. And that's what I want for you. I want you to go, and I want you to reach your potential. So as hard as this is for me to say, and I'm going to channel that little old lady in Italy that worked so hard to guard the silence of the people outside of our hotel, with all the love in my heart, I'm going to say, "Ragazzi!" And I'm going to shoot your teachers a nasty look. And you're going to go out and you're going to make a difference in this world, okay? That's what I want for you. So, you are loved and you will be missed. Thank you. So it is with great pleasure that I'll introduce the student representatives, Sophia Menyard and James Foley.
Welcome, parents, teachers, alumni, family, and friends.
My name is Sophia Menyard.
And my name is James Foley.
Commencement Day is a day that has been widely anticipated with mixed feelings of happiness, excitement, and sentimentality.
Sophia and I are honored to be able to give this speech on behalf of all of the commencing students, and we welcome you to this special occasion.
I have been at Austin Montessori School for 13 years, and I really do not believe that there could have been a better place to spend my education. When I say education, I do mean academically, of course, but also, almost more importantly, how to be an adult in this quickly changing world. From the first day that a child starts at this school, they are taught caring, graciousness, independence, and the ability to think on one's own. Today, my friends and I thank our Children's House teachers Deanna, Nancy, Donna, and Janice. These were the teachers that taught us started the whole thing. They taught us the rudimentary skills of reading, writing, adding and subtracting, and how to act towards our friends. Lower elementary was where Mary, Eric, and Bala taught us responsibility. We performed in our first plays and took our first tests. When we moved to Upper L, John, Johnny, and Kelly advanced our math skills, taught us about the beauty of poetry, and provided us with communities that we remember with fond memories. This was a very important part of our development as social human beings because of the fact that we were 11 years old and figuring out how to conduct ourselves. We stood up for what we thought was right, and in the end, it taught us a lot more than what we could have learned if we had not had the support and faculty of AMS. And then passage to adolescence was over, and we found ourselves having our first tour of Gaines Creek, meeting Tom, Bill, Jesse, and Veronique for the first time, nervously hanging around at the before-school potluck, acting like we were comfortable, and then walking into the locker room on the first day of school.
A lot has happened this year. We started at Mo Ranch, where we bonded over a web of strings and our hopes for this year. We fell into our individual places in the community and began functioning as a whole. We shared moments in front of the water wall in Houston, and the whole class ran across the field holding hands.
We have been told many times, and I've personally seen a change in the class this year. This amazing group of people that we are graduating with have shaped this community and held it to a standard that the rest of the class has met eagerly. And then came Rome. It had been building anticipation all year as we learned about art and history, wrote our reports, imagined what it would be like, and all of a sudden we were at the airport, saying hello to Tom and Bill with ecstatic smiles. We said goodbye to parents and siblings, boarded the plane, and then we were in Italy. I know I can speak for all of us when I say we made memories that we will cherish for the rest of our lives. We laughed, smiled, and stared most of the time, but there were moments of affection and friendship where we would cry and huddle together under famous fountains or basilicas, overwhelmed by the magnitude of being in Italy and the power of the intense love of our friends. There are so many standout memories that will always stay with me, but two in particular are playing tag in St. Peter's Square at night and the view from Nina and my window of the lit dome against the blackness of the Italian sky. We knew how fast the rest of the year would go, and as I stand here, it's hard to believe that it's been almost 3 months since we walked off the escalator at Austin Bergstrom. Again, the third years led the younger students on a successful ecology trip to the coast, where we studied aquatic life and heard some amazing poetry. I know that each of us has impacted the community in a way that won't be forgotten.
To me, this class feels like a giant sandbox. Our guides showing us how and encouraging us to build our sandcastles as high as we are willing to build them. I now know that our sandcastle, as great as it is, would not be possible without the sandcastles of all of the past students acting as our foundation. And of course, the box itself, built for us to explore by our beloved teachers, Tom, Bill, Jesse, Veronique, and our new teacher, JB.
The future is the easiest but also the hardest to write about. There is such potential in the future, but it contains such an unknown. The foundation that has been laid here by Dawn and Donna, Tom, Bill, Jesse, Veronique, and the past students is one that has been tested and proven successful. I know that no matter how unsure of ourselves we may feel in this moment, that we have been set up for success. I thank Dawn and Donna Gertz on behalf of the Gaines Creek graduating class, past students, and future students. This group that we call our family of friends would not exist if it weren't for you and this wonderful school. It has taught us how the real world works, and our times here will be often thought of when we are faced with challenges in our future lives.
I know I speak for all of us when I say, I'll really miss you guys. And even though moving on is hard, and part of me wished that I could stay here forever, I know it is time for us to broaden our horizons and take our first leap of faith to the door of the school with many doors. Sheila, although we didn't work with you very much this year, we thank you very much for coming in at our time of need. JB, throughout the year you have proven yourself again and again. Thank you for always doing your best in opening up a whole new world of knowledge to all of us.
Veronique, you have taught us things that we wouldn't learn anywhere else. How to run a business and things in the kitchen. Jesse, even though you are not here, we would like to thank you for the 3 years of wonderful support and wisdom. Bill, you have always been someone that I could trust. You truly work your hardest at everything, and yet you still have such a passion for it.
Tom, you are truly the person that I respect the most in this world. And whenever I think of a teacher, I will always think of you. Thank you for showing me the big picture and always knowing where we're going, if not the path well traveled.
This occasion brings to mind a quote by Winnie the Pooh. How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Goodbye.
People will forget what you said and what you did, but they won't forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. And that's how change happens. One gesture, one person, one moment at a time.
Once in a while, people seem to realize that they don't have to experience the world the way they've been told to.
Humanity, the greatest human flaw.
It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are.
Our heads are round, so our thoughts can change directions.
Today, you are you. That is truer than true. Nobody in this world is youer than you. Dr. Seuss.
All you need is 20 seconds of insane courage, and I swear to you, something great will come out of it.
You can never cross the ocean unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore.
If you can't be right, be wrong. Jesse Gevertz.
Life shrinks or expands in proportion to one's courage. Anise Nin.
It was by chance that we met, but choice that we became friends.
Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead. Hold on. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail.
Persistence can change failure into an extraordinary achievement.
Everything you want is on the other side of fear.
The best and most beautiful things cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller.
Some things may capture your eyes, but pursue only those that capture your heart.
In order to succeed, one's desire for success must be greater than one's fear of failing. Bill Cosby.
Feel bigger, older, more grown up. See you guys in August. Second year.
No, I was
And with great pride, we would like to present our commencing students. Shannon Long. Carissa Pourpart. Caitlin Seagraves. Shane Shelton. Kyle McGee.
Yeah, Kyle.
Raya Alim. Travis Colbert.
Is this how you felt with your own this way? I don't regret it.
Carmen Urban. Joshua Collins. Cameron Beasley. Lily Collins. Sophia Minier. Coleman Butler. Nina Bonus. Iana Cavazos. Lucy Listener. Rishi Salem. And James Foley.
To the future!
Thank you all for being here to witness this transformation. We appreciate your presence. And now we'd like to invite you to have cake.
Yeah.